No friends for me. I am lonely. I am always by myself. I meet people every day. I smile at them. I say hello. I say hello. I am nice to them. I want to have a friend. But I have no friends. What is wrong with me? I am polite. I am friendly. I am nice. I am kind. Why don't people like me? All I want is one friend. Everyone has one friend. I always see people with their friends. They laugh with each other. They have fun with each other. They do things with each other. What about me? I am by myself. I watch TV by myself. I go to movies by myself. I go to restaurants by myself. I go to the park by myself. I told my mother that I am lonely. She said it is my fault. Why? I asked. She said, because you never ask anyone to be with you. My mum is right. I never ask people to be with me. I'm afraid they will say no. No food, no job. I am an adult. I'm not a kid. I'm a grown-up. I need some money. I have no food. I am hungry. I am hungry. I am not thirsty because water is everywhere, but water has no taste. I want to drink a soda. I want to drink milk. I want to drink coffee. I want to work. Nobody will hire me. Nobody is hiring anybody. Companies are firing people. Companies are laying off people. Everyone is looking for a job. I cannot pay my rent. I will have to live in my car. I don't want to live in my car. My car has no bed. Everyone should live in a house or an apartment. Many people don't have a car. They live on the street. A street has no bed. Nobody should live on the street. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Maybe I will go to church. Maybe I will find help there. Boys will be boys. The two brothers loved each other. But sometimes they argued with each other. Sometimes they yelled at each other. Sometimes they pushed each other. Sometimes they hit each other. Sometimes they got into a fight with each other. Bobby was the older brother. Billy was the younger brother. Bobby was older than Billy. Billy was younger than Bobby. Bobby climbed into a tree. His kite was in the tree. He could not reach his kite. He fell out of the tree. Billy laughed. He laughed when he saw Bobby fall to the ground. Bobby was not hurt, but he was angry. "Why are you laughing?" he asked Billy. "That was funny," Billy said. "Bobby said it wasn't funny." Billy said it was funny. Bobby pushed Billy. Billy pushed Bobby. Bobby punched Billy in the stomach. Billy punched Bobby in the stomach. They put their arms around each other. They wrestled on the ground. They rolled around and around. Their mum came outside. "What are you two doing?" she asked. She separated them. She said, "You shouldn't hit each other. That's not nice. Wait till your father gets home." She sent them to their rooms. A good meal. The children were hungry. They looked out the window. Where was their mother? She walked into the house. The children ran over to her. "Mama, we're so hungry," they both said. She said lunch was coming. She walked into the kitchen. She opened a can of chicken soup. She poured the soup into a pot. She added water. She put the pot on the stove. She made 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. She sliced an apple. The soup was hot. She poured it into 2 bowls. She put the sandwiches on 2 plates. She put apple slices on each plate. She put the bowls and plates on the table. The children ran to the table. "Thank you, Mummy," they said. Then they started eating. The cat and the dog watched them eat. New shoes. She's young. Her shoes are old. She wears them to work. She goes to work 5 days a week. She loves her work. She is a waitress. She works at a restaurant. The restaurant is near her home. She walks to the restaurant. She stands up all day long. She's young and strong, but her shoes are not. They are old. She saw an ad in the paper. All shoes were on sale at the shoe store. She walked into the store. She looked around. She saw some black shoes. They looked good. She tried them on. They were very comfortable. They were very comfortable. They felt good. They were only $25. She paid cash. She wore them home. She felt good. She was ready for work the next day. Life is good. I am happy. I have many friends. I have a large family. I have 4 brothers and 4 sisters. I am in the middle. 4 brothers are older than me. 4 sisters are younger than me. I go to school. I'm in the 6th grade. I like my teachers. My teachers like me. I have friends in every class. My favorite class is history. I like to read about history. History is a story about our past. Soon we will all be history. Then kids in school will read about us. I hope they like our stories. My best friend is Bobby. Bobby and I do many things together. We swim together. We play basketball together. We ride our bikes together. I have many other friends. We all go to the mall on weekends. We go to movies. We go to restaurants. We tell jokes. We laugh. We have fun. Life is great. Tell the truth. She was angry. She was angry at her husband. He lied to her. He lied to her. He lied many times. She was tired of his lies. She said enough was enough. She took off her ring. She dropped it into the toilet. She flushed the toilet. She got into her car. She got on the freeway. She drove the car fast. She was crying. She was very sad. She drove the car faster. She passed many cars. The speed limit was 60 mph. She was going 80 mph. A cop saw her. The cop chased her. The cop turned on his red light. He turned on his siren. She heard the cop car. She saw the flashing light. She drove faster. Now she was going 90 mph. The cop drove faster. It started to rain. She didn't slow down. She lost control. The car rolled over. It rolled over and rolled over and over. She died before it came to a stop. The farmer. The farmer drives a tractor. The tractor digs up the ground. He plants yellow corn in the ground. He plants the yellow corn in the spring. The corn grows in the summer. The rain helps the corn grow. If there is no rain, the corn dies. If there is a lot of rain, there is a lot of corn. He harvests the yellow corn in late summer. He sells the corn at his vegetable stand. He sells 1 ear for 25 cents. He sells 4 ears for $1. He sells all his corn in just 1 month. The neighbors love his corn. The neighbors love his corn. The corn is fresh. It is bright yellow. It is tasty. It is delicious. The birds love his corn too. They don't pay for it. They eat it while it is in the field. They don't cook it. They eat it raw. The farmer doesn't get angry. Birds have to eat too. So do cows. The farmer has 1 cow. He gives his cow fresh corn every summer. The cow loves the corn. It eats a lot of yellow corn in the summer. Sometimes it makes yellow milk. God loves babies. The husband and wife wanted to have a baby. They prayed for a baby. God answered their prayers. The doctor said they were going to have a baby. The wife asked, "How many?" The doctor said he didn't know yet. The husband and wife were very happy. Now they would have a baby. They both wanted to have a baby. They visited the doctor a month later. He examined the wife. He used a special machine. He saw the baby. He saw more than 1 baby. He saw 2 babies. He saw more than 2 babies. He counted the babies. He told the wife, "You will have more than 1 baby. You will have 8 babies." The wife couldn't believe it. Her husband couldn't believe it. 8 babies. "We will have a big family," said the husband. "We will have a very big family," said the wife. "But how can we pay for all these babies?" asked the husband. We can pay for one baby, but 8 babies cost a lot of money. How can we pay for 8 babies? The wife said. We will find a way. God will help us find a way. God will help us find a way. They both smiled. They would have a big, happy family. Don't be late. He was late. He was always late. Why did time always go so fast? Time always went too fast. He looked at his watch. He looked at the clock on the wall. They both said 6:10. He had to leave in 10 minutes. But first he had to shave. Then he had to brush his teeth. Then he had to get dressed. Shaving took time. Brushing his teeth took time. Getting dressed took time. But he had only 10 minutes. So he turned off the TV. He turned off the radio too. He turned off the table lamp. He went into the bathroom. He shaved. He brushed his teeth. He went into his bedroom. He got dressed. He looked at his watch. He looked at the clock on the wall. They both said 6:25. He had to hurry. He went out to his car. He drove fast. He slowed down at a stop sign. A cop saw him. The cop wrote him a ticket. "Why didn't you stop at the stop sign?" the cop asked. "But, officer, I was in a hurry," he said. The cop gave him the ticket. The cop gave him the ticket. The cop said, "Leave home earlier next time." Just a cough. The TV reporter coughed. Then she coughed again. The other TV reporter was worried. "Are you okay?" he asked. She couldn't answer. She continued to cough. She coughed and coughed. The other reporter dialed 911. "What is the emergency?" the 911 person asked. "I think my friend is dying," said the reporter. "What is your address?" asked the 911 person. "We are at 120 3 West Hill Street," said the reporter. "Someone will be right there," said the 911 person. But then the woman stopped coughing. She said she was fine. She said she was fine. She said thanks to the other reporter. He said, "You're welcome." He called 911 again. He said the emergency was over. He said his friend was okay. She would not die. She was going to live. The 911 person was glad to hear that. Rain and hail. Dark clouds were in the sky. The sun went down. The weather got cold. The wind started to blow. Leaves blew off the trees. Paper flew through the air. People buttoned their jackets. The rain started to fall. At first, it was quiet. Then it got louder. It was a storm. The rain was very loud. The man couldn't hear his TV. He turned up the volume. Now he could hear his TV. He looked outside his door. He looked at the rain. It was pouring off his roof. It was a flood. Then he saw lightning. Then he saw lightning. Then he heard thunder. It was a very cold night. The rain changed to hail. The hail was very noisy. He turned up the TV volume again. Now he could hear his TV again. He watched TV for a while. Then he looked outside again. All the cars were white. The street was white. The ground was white. The hail covered everything. The hail looked just like snow. He wanted to make a big snowman. But you can't make a snowman out of hail. You can only make a snowman out of snow. Hungry birds. The baby bird was in his nest. He was in his nest with his sister. Their nest was high up in the tree. They were waiting for Mama Bird. Mum always brought them food. They were hungry. When would Mum come home? Would she bring them a worm? Would she bring them a fish? Would she bring them a piece of bread? What would Mom bring them? They looked at the squirrel. The squirrel looked at them. The squirrel put a nut in their nest. The birds looked at the nut. How could they eat a nut? They didn't have strong teeth. The squirrel has strong teeth. The baby birds had no teeth. They had beaks but no teeth. They heard Mum. They knew her voice. They knew her voice. She brought them some food. It was still warm. It was delicious. It was pizza. It was pizza with cheese. Baby birds love pizza with cheese. They were so happy. At the bus stop, he looked at his watch. It was time for the bus. Where was the bus? He was at the bus stop. He stood up. He looked down the street. No bus. He looked up the street. No bus. Where in the world was the bus? It was time for the bus to arrive. He sat down on the bench. It was getting cold. The wind was blowing. He didn't have a jacket. He was wearing shorts. He was wearing flip-flops. His head was cold. His arms were cold. His legs were cold. His feet were cold. His toes were cold. His toes were turning blue. Where was the bus? He stood up again. He looked down the street. He saw the bus. It was coming. In a minute he would be on the warm bus. In a minute his nose would be warm. His hands would be warm. His whole body would be warm. How nice! The bus arrived, but it didn't stop. It kept going. It was the wrong bus. He looked at his watch again. Where was the bus? Brown and blue eyes. She had big brown eyes. Her sister had big blue eyes. Her brother had big green eyes. Her mother had a grey eye and a green eye. Her father had black eyes. Why are our eyes different? She asked her mum. Who knows? Said her mum. Life is strange. It is full of mystery. This is a mystery to all of us. She asked her teacher. She asked the doctor. She asked the nurse. She asked the mailman. Nobody knew why her family had different color eyes. Finally, she asked the librarian. A librarian reads a lot. A librarian works in the library. A librarian is surrounded by books. Books have information, lots of information. The librarian looked in all her books. She called other librarians. They looked in all their books. Still, nobody knew the answer. "I'm sorry, little girl," the librarian said. "Maybe someone will invent a computer someday. Then I will give you an answer. But for now, your big brown eyes and your sister's big blue eyes are a big mystery." Farm animals. The chicken and the duck were friends. They lived on a farm. They walked around together. They swam in the pond together. They talked about many things. They talked about the cat. They thought the cat was tricky. They thought the cat was dangerous. The cat looked at them a lot. They didn't trust the cat. We must always keep our eyes open when the cat is around, they both agreed. They talked about the dog. The dog was very friendly. The dog wanted to play. The dog had lots of energy. It barked a lot. It ran around a lot. They both liked the dog. They talked about the farmer. The farmer brought them food. The farmer took care of them. The farmer took care of all the animals. He fed the cow. He fed the pig. He fed the sheep. He fed the rabbit. They liked the farmer. He took good care of everyone. He was a nice man. Farmers are good, said the chicken. We need farmers, said the duck. Wash your nose. He wanted to wash his hands. His hands were dirty. They were dirty from the newspaper. All newspapers have black ink. The black ink got on his hands. When he rubbed his nose, he put black ink on his nose. His wife looked at him. She laughed. "Why are you laughing?" he asked. She said his nose was black. She handed him a mirror. He looked in the mirror. He looked in the mirror. He said, "Yes, you're right. I have black ink on my nose. I look a little bit funny." "No, you look very funny," his wife said. She laughed again. He went into the bathroom. He turned on the water. He picked up the bar of soap. He rubbed the soap between his hands. He washed his face. He rinsed his face with water. He looked in the bathroom mirror. His nose was clean. There was no ink on his nose. He walked out of the bathroom. He wanted to show his wife his new nose. "Catch some fish." "Let's go fishing," said the father. "That's a good idea," said the mother. They put the kids into the car. They put the fishing rods into the car. They put the jar of worms into the car. They drove to the lake. The lake was huge. The name of the lake was Yellow Lake. It had yellow sand all around it. The sand looked like gold, but it wasn't gold. It was only sand. They parked the car. They got out of the car. They sat down on the sand. They put the worms on the hooks. They put the hooks into the water. They waited for the fish to bite the bait. They waited 30 minutes. Then one of the kids caught a fish. It was a trout. It was a rainbow trout. It had many colors, like a rainbow, but its belly was white. They took the trout off the hook. They put the trout into a bucket of water. The trout swam around in tiny circles. It was confused. Where did the big lake go? They caught 3 more trout. Then they went home. They had delicious fried fish for dinner. "Can we go fishing every day?" the kids asked their parents. An impolite bird. A robin is a pretty bird. It has a red breast. It has black wings. It sings a pretty song. A crow is pretty too. It is completely black. It is shiny black. A crow is a big bird. It is a smart bird. It is a lazy bird. It watches people. People have food. They throw food into a garbage can. The crow flies down to the garbage can. It walks around the edge of the can. It looks for something tasty. It hops into the can. It picks out a potato chip. It flies into a tree. It eats the potato chip. Then it flies back to the garbage can. The robin sees the crowd. The robin is hungry. It flies down to the garbage can. The crow yells at the robin. It says, "Get out of here. This can is my can." The robin flies back into the tree. The crow is a greedy bird. It doesn't like to share with others. Bears and a pig. The 3 bears left their cave. They lived in a beautiful cave. The cave was big. The cave was warm in winter. The cave was cool in summer. It was a quiet cave. It was a dark cave. They loved their cave. Today was Sunday. They liked to pick berries on Sunday, so they left their cave. They walked through the woods. They found a field of berries. Mama Bear had a basket. They filled the basket with blackberries and blueberries. Then they walked back to their cave. When they got inside the cave, they heard a noise. "Who is that?" Papa Bear asked. "It's only me," said a pig. "What are you doing here?" asked Papa Bear. "I'm hiding from the farmer," said the pig. "I think he wants to eat me." Papa Bear told the pig he could stay in the cave as long as he wanted. The bears shared their berries with the pig. Then the pig and Baby Bear took a nap together.